Welcome back to the Convo Couch, everybody. I am Pasta Jardula.
And I'm Fiorella.
All right, we got to get this camera straight. And Johnny Sue is straightening out the camera. Hey, whoa. Quaking here, quaking. And Eva C. is also in the house. We want to thank you all for joining here today. We have a great show. Fam, let's get into it right away. The best moment of 2020, you said so far.
So far.
Guys, if you haven't seen this, probably everybody's seen this, but you can watch it again. That's how good it is. The most savage, best moment of the year so far, Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais did a really great job of pretty much flat out exposing the hypocrisy of Hollywood. And it was his last time hosting these awards, and it seemed like it was just perfect. He didn't care, and he's like, don't worry, they don't care either. And
I don't care.
We just need to watch some of this because this is awesome.
Check it out.
Hello and welcome to the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards, live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais, thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking, I never did. NBC clearly don't care either, fifth time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by fax. So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So, yeah. Remember that. But you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no, shush. It's her daughter I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her. And her dad was in Wild Hogs. So, lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look, at this table alone, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, but Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci, sorry. I love you, man, don't have me whacked. But tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, fifth time. So, we were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. It just, no. It was mostly white people, and I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies.
Yeah.
They don't even
get it. They don't even realize how he's literally mocking them. They're just more embarrassed. They're just more like, what? What's going on? This is awkward.
No.
That's their reaction. Whereas, like, our reaction is like, holy shit, like, he's calling all of you out. And he's calling them out on their identity politics, on their hypocrisy.
And it gets better.
It gets so much better.
And you know, this monologue has more watch than the actual Golden Globes itself. This is like close to 11, 12 million or something right now. It is genius. Watch, it gets better.
Anymore. No one goes to cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done, Netflix, you win everything. Good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer. And it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you? Right. But seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then.
All right, quick pause because Johnny's going to cue up the next part, too. But did you see that when he talked about Epstein, how everybody's faces like some people were really uncomfortable, like, oh yeah, you know, I hope people don't find out that I once had dinner with this frigging guy because you know what I'm saying. He didn't care. He's being beyond savage here. I love him.
He hits all the points, and it, like Pasta said, it gets better. But he's calling out everything you can think of. Epstein. He's gonna call it Weinstein. He's calling out how the movies suck now. Nobody cares about these award shows because they don't. As people who live in this area, there's so much crap in the world. Like, we're all gonna die soon. Like, he's telling them, like. All this stuff is going on politically, and you're all just pretending that this is not going on, and you're all focused on your little Marvel shows and all of your like stupid movies that are remakes of way better movies, and nobody cares anymore. People just watch Netflix. And his show, he talked about his show Afterlife, which is on Netflix, and so he was even mocking himself, like in that way too, like as part of
I wonder if he was being serious here, if he was really telling jokes. I know he had the cover of saying, hey, I'm telling jokes, but there's a piece of him deep down inside that he feels is just so friggin' true. Yeah. And he gets to hide behind the fact that he's a comedian and stuff.
Well, and the best part is he's British, and Americans typically don't get this kind of humor. Like this, I love this kind of humor. I love this sort of sarcastic, dark humor. I don't find most American comedy funny for that reason. This is why I love people like Jimmy Dore and comedians that talk about politics, because to me that's my kind of humor, is like very real, very like sarcastic, and these people just don't get. They're like, what? They're like,
Let's get to the next part because it even gets better. We got to get some more people there. Really? All right, we're going to stop right there then, I guess. Unfortunately.
I can mute it and you can say what he says.
Yeah, well, just show the what. Yeah.
Wow, what a bunch of apples. I mean, freaking, oh my God. Well, we'll go to the, I can barely see from there and stuff, the glare. Pretty much, he just made a reference to Prince Andrew. He said, even Prince Andrew said, you're getting kind of old there after going to a premiere. But the next part is really good. We'll go after the one where he goes after the corporations here. It's the next part. And I'll get this, and I'll read this.
Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama,
You believe they're just about the importance and dignity of doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you're all saying you work, but the companies you work for, I mean, Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So if you do win an award tonight, do us all a favor. Don't use your platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you have spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So if you win tonight, right, okay, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent, thank your God, and fuck off. All right? Thank you.
I mean,
so I'm sorry. I had to do Ricky Gervais. I tried to do my best at it and stuff. But, I mean, just look what they're censoring. I mean, they're censoring this speech over here. This is crazy. Think about it, because everything he talked about, you know what I'm saying? About you're all being so fucking woke. He's kind of exposing Hollywood in a way here. Through comedy.
He's mocking the neoliberal, liberal establishment of Hollywood, because they go up there, they have these platforms, and all they do is talk about, thank you so much. We need diversity. We need to care about other people. Then what they do is they continue being part of this machine where they continue voting for people like Hillary Clinton, people like Kamala Harris. They continue supporting these neocon warmongering politicians, yet they go up there and they preach about platitudes and hope and unity and equality, but they don't care about poor people. It's all a bunch of bullshit, and he's just calling it out, and it's amazing. And the fact that all these people come here all dressed up, spend I don't know how many thousands of dollars, all of these designers asking people stupid questions like, who are you wearing today? And oh my God, and who is this dressed by? And, I really loved it when Shailene Woodley was like, really like, she was a Bernie supporter and all that. She wasn't playing the game. And there's only a few of people like that, like Susan Sarandon.
Yeah. But this is also too about hiding the fact that a lot of these people sitting down there broke bread with Jeffrey Epstein's and the Harvey Weinsteins and all these companies.
And they're pretending it didn't happen.
They didn't give a shit, and that's why they're censoring us right now. They don't want that being played. That's another reason right there, because they don't give a shit about poor people, all those things that we talked about. They don't give a shit about little girls being used as currency either.
They don't even want to talk about it.
Fucking career.
They're uncomfortable.
They don't give a shit.
They're uncomfortable talking about it and addressing the issue, which is
you,
why
Ricky G.
I think that's amazing. And he's not an American, and I think I'm glad that he was able to get away with that. And after that, nobody's gonna watch this. It's gonna be like a joke. They're like, wait, bring this guy back. He's actually making this exciting. He's actually speaking truth to power. He's not a hypocrite like the rest of you.
Fucking so great. I love him. During his monologue, you got that right there and stuff. I put that up there real quick. This is me during his monologue, fam. What? Ricky?
So dumb.
What?
You are so
Ricky?
corny. Jesus Christ.
Best moment of 2020, and we got Ricky's action. His kind of reaction is kind of like it. I love what he puts up over here, because he got blasted by a lot of people. Journalists were going after him. Look what Ricky says after. Welcome to the 300,000 new followers I acquired today. I promise you won't like everything I have to say, but here's a sexy photo. Hey, look at the photo.
Oh my God.
300,000 new followers today. You know what? I'm going to be one of them. Can the Convo Couch be one of them? Like that son of a bitch. Thank you, Ricky G. I love you. Now,
that's awesome.
Someone I don't love who kind of had a little opinion on this. Her name is Emma.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a GoFundMe going. I don't want to just say it out of the blue, but it's so desperate we get out there and do this, because when you have networks like this that have just sold out.
I'm sorry. They're the gatekeepers of progressive media. I'm so sorry. You better tell them. You better title it right. Gatekeepers of the progressive media.
So after that brilliant monologue, look what Emma had to say about that. She says, and I'm going to bring the tweet up. I think I have it here. I don't get why people are applauding this. We shouldn't be encouraging celebrities to be less political. We should be encouraging them to back it up with aggressive action and a candidate endorsement whose policies match the urgency of statements.
So she got this completely wrong, because this actually is making fun of the fact that they're not seriously political, that they're only political for platitudes and for moments of self-gratification, but they're not political in reality. Because none of these people are out there really doing anything about poor people. They're not out there pushing for Bernie Sanders, the majority of them. They're not out there pushing anti-war. They're not out there even talking about the issues. They're only talking about platitudes. And then they get behind and they feel really good about themselves that they're supporting someone like Kamala Harris because she is a LGBTQ candidate or whatever the hell it is. And it just doesn't make sense. I mean, we should encourage celebrities to be political, but not to be falsely political like they are now. Which is, they're completely vapid.
Yeah. A couple super chat contributions from Vertusio. Thank you so much. Gervais is calling out the fake wokeness in Hollywood, but doesn't need PragerU or the right to co-opt his message. Thank you so much, Vertusio. If you have a chance, get on to Convo Couch YouTube, like, share, subscribe. And thank you, Vladis Mosley. #block Joe Biden. I think we should. That wasn't the only tweet from Emma. She also had this.
I have this fantasy where I might hijack the Mike Awards at shows like the Golden Globes and ask each celebrity individually why they don't support Bernie Sanders. Quote, oh, you really care about climate change. Why don't you back the person with the most ambitious climate proposal?
What? You want me to comment?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? This is typical Emma shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, please stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
mean, it just seems like pandering to me, but I'm not gonna go and focus on that. I just think that she's flat out pandering and not commenting on the fact. It's not about you telling them who to vote for. Is telling them, hey, this is what's going on. You need to focus on the fact that you're having one of the most elitist shows in one of the most elitist places in the entire United States. Right outside of that, there are people sleeping on the sidewalk, literally right outside of that. And it's those issues that we have to draw attention to. And it's not just about promoting our own candidate, but it's also about promoting the issues. Nobody likes to be told who they have to vote for. You have to tell them why you should be involved. Yeah.
Especially when you're propping up a candidate you're talking about who wants to drop green bombs, but you're out there talking about climate
Elizabeth
change.
Warren,
Give me a break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop there with Emma, because she's even got more. Emma Vigeland, you want to read this one too? Yeah, I think my Emma voice is better than yours. Gabbard has received donations from pro-Modi groups and has attended numerous Sangh Parivar Hindu nationalist events, including one by the Overseas Friends of the BJP. But she says suspicions about this can only be attributed to religious bigotry. Sure.
Okay, so let's pretend this isn't Tulsi Gabbard. Let's pretend that we are yelling at Bernie Sanders for attending events with a Jewish association. Wouldn't that be considered anti-Semitic? Wouldn't it be anti-Semitic if Ilhan Omar were attending some Somali event and supporting, if she was told she was supporting them, but maybe they were supporting her because they're Somalians and they like seeing a Somalian in Congress? Any sort of act where you're focusing on somebody's religion or somebody's belief and then you're using that to attack them is like that sort of religious bigotry, whether you agree with it or not. I don't necessarily like Modi, and I'm aware of the things he has done, but I'm also aware of how this is being used against Gabbard in a way that's not unfair. I have yet to see any sort of monetary track that says that she is being funded by the RSS and the BJP. Yeah. There is absolutely no evidence to say that. Is there evidence to say that maybe she is a Hindu and Hindus like her and they happen to like Modi, but they like her because she's a congresswoman and she has been very upfront about how she believes we need to have good relations with India, just as she has been upfront about saying we need to have good relations with other governments, all of them. She's been upfront about telling us directly that she will talk to Pakistan, that she will talk to Pakistan's leader, that she's willing to talk to everybody. So I really don't understand the obsession with saying that she is pro-Modi. She has criticized Modi many times. And I think there is more of an openness to him that I have even criticized because of her religion, because of her beliefs, and because of the country that they represent. But I don't think that directly means she is funded and that she supports what he's doing, or she doesn't support what he's doing. I mean, at the end of the day, India's politics are not our politics. She's running for president of the United States of America. She's not running for president of India.
Yeah, and geopolitics have to come into play because you want our leaders talking to heads of other states in a manner that they can sit down at the table, not publicly smearing them for virtue signaling purposes. And when you talk about the RSS or the BJP, let me be straight when I say this, clear when I say this, but that Tulsi Gabbard has not violated any campaign violations. The BJP or the RSS as a group has not donated to her campaign. Individuals who might be in the BJP or the RSS have, but that's the same thing. And Johnny, as far as that's concerned, where did Emma Vigeland's company TYT get their money from?
Katzenberg.
Oh, Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Not just that.
Okay, yeah. But
they got their money from way worse people than even him. They got their money from Clintonites. They got their money from people that served on boards of these massive corporations. And all of these people are neoliberals. Yeah. They never want to talk about that. And people want to tell me that it doesn't matter because it's a business. They're not a politician. But now Cenk is running for Congress. So how are you going to tell me that doesn't matter? Because they're creating a huge network with all this money. You're going to tell me that money doesn't influence people, where you take your money from doesn't influence people in every avenue, whether you're a politician, whether you're a business person, it is going to influence you. You take that money from somebody that's very powerful, they are going to have a say in how you produce your news and the things you have to say. Same with any politician. I do that across the board. You can't cherry pick whether you like someone or not. I may like some of them, but that doesn't mean that them taking the money isn't going to change their judgment. And so I think it's very hypocritical to talk about Tulsi being funded by the RSS and BJP when there's no proof of that, when you and your network are funded by the very people you have set yourself out there to move aside and take on. And that is the problem I have with TYT and why I do not consider them progressives anymore. And there was a point where I used to, and I was a huge fan. And as we have gone through 2016 till now, there has definitely been a shift in the coverage. And I wouldn't be saying that if it wasn't the case. And if they were producing more fair journalism. As she is criticizing Tulsi Gabbard, she is also propping up Elizabeth Warren still, to the point of equating him to Bernie Sanders, to the point of saying that she's the most second progressive candidate, to the point of pushing that unity. And Jonny had on something on the Hill that I don't think we pointed out, was Gabbard was saying that somebody put something around her neck and took a picture, which I firmly...
It's about the BJP,
which I firmly believe that, because people do
before,
that. They're like, Tulsi, come over here.
Yeah.
You're
sitting there taking a picture with 500 people.
They rush at these people, and boom, and then boom, that's it. That's done, and that's what goes out in the media. Another thing I wanted to spell is there was the Welcome Modi event in Texas that this newspaper released saying that she was there. While that was happening, she was in Iowa. At an event in Iowa, and people have still, even my Bernie friends have brought up to me, oh yeah, she went to the Hello Modi, Howdy Modi thing, and I'm like, no, she did not do that. She was actually in Iowa, and that was a mistake that this newspaper printed, putting her there when she didn't go at all.
I mean, strategically, if she was trying to win and she didn't care about her values or anything, she would have gone anyways to go try to get a lot of votes away from Donald Trump. You notice Donald Trump went there and was clapping while there was hundreds of thousands of Indians, American Indians, that were there looking and are now supporting him at one point. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to talk about pragmatic thinking, that's pretty much what he went out there to do.
Of course he did. And, Ted Cruz was there. Those politicians were out there seeking those votes. And
if we're going to be clear, in 2014, where she was seen at these pro-Modi events, so was Ro Khanna, who was actually also pro-Modi during that time when we were actually more friendly with India. So let's be fair. If we're going to criticize somebody in this way, we have to do it across the board. We can't just do it where it benefits us or not. So
some people, they like to do that. That's their tactic.
Well,
today that we will wake up. I knew that we were going to wake up to this when I woke up. I went to sleep last night. We had a lot of shows. We thought we were on the verge of World War III. Fortunately, thank you. I don't want to say unfortunately. Fortunately, we did not. And hopefully things are going to ease down. Donald Trump talked this morning as well. And we're hoping that there's no more retaliation. What happened has happened, and therefore no more people can die. But I knew I would wake up to this morning to hearing saying, I told you guys, you should have voted for Hillary Clinton. I voted for Hillary Clinton. And what was trending as a hashtag, fam?
Hashtag I voted for Hillary.
So I brought up some tweets, and I started right now. My initial feelings were this. This is the first initial feelings. It ain't gonna It's trending.
That is hilarious.
Thank you for identifying yourself. So I got that one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then I put this one for look at the little coffee, and then I got this one when they experienced, knowledgeable, qualified, and untouchable.
Oh my
right?
God.
The hashtag badass, hashtag awesomeness, hashtag smart woman rule, and hashtag Hillary won. And there I am with the coffee. Here we are. I had to do it, fam. So those were the initial thoughts. Now, let's look at the people's reasonings out here, because I think everybody starts digressing to, we start talking about this again. It says, when I think of the wonderful things she was going to do for children and education, building off civil rights we fought so hard for all Americans, moving out of fossil fuel dependency, all I want to do is flip the tables for days. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton. It only got 24 likes and 1 retweet, but, people's reasonings.
Jesus Christ.
Because I think that, we talk about, because I knew the GOP would replace Obamacare with Republican don't care. Republicans work to repeal and yet still have nothing to replace it. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton. Now, what about those one-issue voters, fam? Everybody says that Medicare for All is their most important issue. Is it fair to say that just for this one issue, we should have voted for Donald Trump? Or was Hillary, you think, when it comes to healthcare? You mean
we shouldn't have voted for Donald Trump?
You should have voted for Hillary Clinton instead. I mean, in other words, this particular reason, if you voted for Donald Trump, or if you didn't vote at all, you stayed at home, because of healthcare.
No, because who is in the way of preventing us from getting Medicare for all? Who has been in the way of preventing us from getting Medicare for all? When Nancy Pelosi, and I believe it was 1980 something, was over there saying, we will have universal health care. There's an old video of her saying that. Who prevented them? It wasn't just the Republicans preventing them from that. It was the Democrats too. And the fact is the ACA was washed out. It wasn't supposed to be that. Yes, the Republicans were there opposing it. But at the same time, again, if you're not going to go all the way and say Medicare for all and make this, you have one shot in Congress to get this pushed through. Obama had both the Senate and the House. And he didn't manage to do that. So I'm sorry. No, it's not, because the ACA has so many holes and it was not helping me or a lot of other people that were still paying a lot of money under the ACA. Yeah. So I think that's ridiculous to say, oh yeah, just because Hillary would have been there, we would have had the ACA, and we would have had war with Iran, war with Russia, possibly wars with China, more issues in the Middle East. I mean, Hillary Clinton has and I still maintain this, a worse foreign policy than Donald Trump. And that's tough for me to say, because what Donald Trump is doing and what he has done, and this isn't from any sort of hate I have against her. This is like straight up like, no, her foreign policy is horrible. Yeah. She is a Henry Kissinger warmongering criminal that should be, along with Donald Trump, not in power and serving some time.
Yeah, here, fam. And let me talk about that ACA. The one person who really objected on the left, Bernie Sanders, he helped write that bill and stuff, but he also had a friend on the side, Dennis Kucinich. And guess who Dennis Kucinich is supporting?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yes, I want you to look at his old Medicare bill, because it's you said that right now the gold standard is Jaya's bill, right?
Jayapal's
bill. Excuse me, I call it Jaya. The gold standard overall, they said, was Dennis Kucinich's bill, and now he's in Tulsi Gabbard's corner. So when she becomes president, he's going to be sitting down at the table when it comes to healthcare. And we've said this before, fam. It's who's in that room and who's not in that room. If the execs from the healthcare are not in that room, and they won't be in that room with Bernie Sanders, they won't be in that room with Tulsi Gabbard, the good people will be in the room to make sure it's done right. Dennis Kucinich was great on foreign policy. He was great when it comes to healthcare. I think the things like he said he saw a UFO kind of hurt him and whatnot, and the mainstream media kind of put that out on him. All right, what about this other guy? Here's another reason. He says Donald Trump's days so far. He slurs his way through lifeless, confused, Adderall speech about Iran attacks, sounds half dead, gives away classified intel, hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton, hashtag fuck Trump, fuck his supporters, Trump is going to prison. It's still only noon.
Interesting.
So they talked about his speech this morning, that he seemed slurry, a little bit off.
That's just Donald Trump, you guys.
I know. And here's the last one. And I want to know what people think. The lesser of two evils. Hashtags I voted for Hillary Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen out there, do you still think he was the lesser of the two evils? Do you think Hillary was?
I think it's pathetic at this point to still be putting ourselves through that. Why should the American people have to choose between a shit sandwich and a shit sandwich with salt? Like, it's still a shit sandwich. I don't understand the point of still having that bar set so low that we have to choose between either of these people that are gonna screw us up in one way or another. I think people need to stop saying that. If they keep telling us we need to get over the whole Bernie was cheated in 2016, that we need to get over that and unite, and they're still doing this. They are edifying war criminals. They love doing this. When McCain died, the same freaking thing. The whole Democratic establishment. Oh, I wish I had McCain. Oh, at least he was better than Trump. At least he was polite. I miss Bush. Oh, look at Bush and Michelle Obama hugging. Oh yes,
he gave her a candy.
Oh, that's so great. Let's talk about that for a week and like put out little pictures of bunnies and unicorns, because that
Green
surely
bombs.
is going to stop the bombs we're dropping in the Middle East, the wars we're starting in the Middle East, and all the poor people that can't pay their rent. I'm sure that's really going to help them out. And I'm just so sick and tired of the liberals. This is why they lose people to the right, because they go and they do this stupid shit where they're just like pretending Hillary Clinton was a freaking angel who like played with puppies. I don't understand.
She did play with puppies.
So
well, two things. If Bernie Sanders were here, remember when they were asking him, do you think you what does it matter? He was like what does it even matter? Why are we it doesn't even matter. What does it matter?
You should talk like Bernie permanently.
Well, if it was me, Fiorella, I would choose the shit sandwich with salt, because at least it'd be better than the plain shit sandwich. And to the rescue, we have your man, your boy, Peter Dow. Look what he says, to the rescue. Okay, I love this guy sometimes. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton. I advocated for Hillary Clinton and intensely as
we know.
anyone. But the Pelosi, Hoyer, Schumer, Clinton, Obama approach has not worked. We must be honest with ourselves as Dems. Our party needs a progressive overhaul. Hashtag not me, us is the way to go in 2020. And that ain't Peter Douche. It's Peter Dow.
It's Peter Dow.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to commend him, and I think this is good, and I think, people can change. But I'm still a little bit like iffy on that. I'm still like, what? This is just kind of, it's just weird to me. I'm just still a little weirded out.
I am too, but you know what? He's been hitting it on the nose, and maybe he sees the writing on the wall. Maybe he wants to be on the cool team. Listen, if he's going to come on into the boat and behave himself, let him come on into the boat. But right now, he's just hanging on the rim before we let him in. Jim Caldum, this one did not get enough likes. These people, hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton, are also proud they picked the Cleveland Browns to win the Super Bowl.
Fam, I understand why I only got one like by you. I totally
Johnny, right? Come on. Thank you so much. Lisa at Rock Princess 818. And this is cool right here. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton hashtag. I said it twice. Your I voted for Hillary Clinton hashtag is worthless as your I'm with her bumper sticker. It's amazing how ineffective and out of touch the left has become. They still have no clue how to beat
This
Trump.
is why they lost to Trump.
They have no clue.
And they're going to lose again if they continue doing this shit. Jeez.
Okay. Let's not forget part, because this is the reasons why, and this is what we said. I'm just going to leave this here again to all those tweeting loudly and proudly. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton.
And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. And I want them to understand that, because it does mean that they have to look very carefully at their society. Because whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. And I want the Iranians
fam,
to know
this
that
situation with Iran.
I'm sorry.
Hillary wouldn't have been that way, fam. She would have been better with Iran.
I'm sorry.
Iran.
Her word, you want to criticize Donald Trump's words? She makes Donald Trump look like a little pitch compared to what she's saying. It would obliterate them. It would obliterate them. Are you kidding me? Yeah, but she would have been so much better. Next.
Johnny, hit it.
What the fuck?
Oh, I love it when Tulsi curses.
Here's the other one, too, from Barry from New Jersey. He said, hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton. Shame. Remember this one, fam? Woman. She's fighting for women. Now we know her relationship with Epstein, right?
Yep.
She was raped and beaten so violently that she spent 5 days in a coma. Her injuries mean she could never have children of her own again. Charged with her rape was a local paper mill worker named Thomas Alfred Taylor. He was 41. This girl was 15 now. You know what I'm saying? This physical evidence was so damning. In his underwear, mixed with his semen and the victim's blood. It was the victim's blood. Sorry. Taylor's attorney went to extraordinary lengths to discredit the child victim, suppressing all oral, written, and physical evidence, forcing the 12-year-old, I'm sorry, not 15, to submit to polygraphs and psychiatric evaluations. That lawyer's name is Hillary Rodham. Yep. She laughed about it, too. The victim was remained silent for her entire life, but recently came forward to tell her story of despair, drugs, and prison, how her life was destroyed by the lies Hillary Clinton told when she was 12. The deepest insult came last year. She laughed about plea bargaining it out. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one that she would have been better, right? She was the lawyer in the case, and she plea bargained out. And really, 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 like, you know, you could see.
So Taylor's attorney went to extraordinary lengths to discredit. So Hillary Clinton went to extraordinary lengths to discredit the child victim, suppressing all oral, written, and physical evidence, forcing the 12-year-old to submit to polygraphs and psychiatric evaluations, even accusing the child of seeking out older men. Wow.
And fantasizing her rape. Wow. And that's, you know, the tactics. Well, you know, hey, listen, she's got a history of standing behind, you know, pedophilia right there, you know? I mean, she
look at her husband.
Remember, they went to the Epstein Ranch in New Mexico every year. The
with
old
their
Western.
daughter.
Yeah, yeah, these people don't care. And the fact that this hashtag is back out there is disgusting. Disgusting. Freaking neoliberal establishments. Sarah Abdallah, thank you so much. We came, we saw, he died. Now, hashtag Libya is a failed state where terrorists sell human beings in the open-air slave markets thanks to Obama's intervention. Just a reminder for the hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton, folks. Play that for Johnny.
The land of unconfirmed. Yes, we came, we saw, he died. Did it have anything to do with your visit? No.
This woman is a psychopath. I'm telling you, she is a psychopath.
And for the last one, finally, and this is very important, fam. I know you're going to like this. This is hashtag
God.
Bernie Orvest.
Triggered.
Hashtag Be the Media. Hashtag I voted for Hillary Clinton said everyone who had their Bernie Sanders vote stolen during the 2016 primaries. Now watch this here, fam. He goes up to the machine. There it is. Wait, I keep pressing Bernie Sanders. Hold on a second. Let me hit it again. Boop. Every time he touches Bernie Sanders, you got the volume on that?
Yeah, there was a lot of videos.
Careful the... See how easy he pushes one? It goes to the one right above. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not out of the woods with this right now. You know, I mean,
yeah,
we people are talking.
We have a very similar machines coming up.
Very similar, almost identical.
So, we don't know. They worked fine for me this time when I did the mock, but
yeah, that's the mock.
I just okay. So I just want to say, Pasta voted for Hillary Clinton.
Oh God.
In Florida.
What?
No, do you regret your decision?
1,000%.
He was in Florida,
I was
swing
bullied,
state.
I was pressured. The neoliberals got to me. The establishment got to me. The thing that really made me feel really bad about more than anything was the fact that he said, grab him in the pussy. And it was like, how are you going to vote for a pussy grabber? How are you going to vote for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was the thing that really weighed
I
on
get
me.
it.
I
mean,
was
I'm
in Florida.
Yeah.
It was in California, so if Florida was one of those states up for grabs, and I thought I was doing my duty. Also, Bernie Sanders with the support, which he went out and he supported her. Let's not forget that. Mm-hmm. He did the right thing, you know, because he thought that
was the right
Trump,
thing to do.
He thought it was the right thing to do. I don't blame
Many
him
of us
for
disagree,
that.
but yeah.
But either way, yes, I did it, and I regret it, and I'm never going to do that ever again.
Guess what? I voted for Jill Stein after I voted for Bernie Sanders, and I'm so very happy, and I would do it again. Because you know what? These people aren't going to blackmail me and blackmail the American people into voting once again for the lesser of evils. They got Trump before. They're going to get him again unless they nominate a progressive. Yeah. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Also, too, by the way, Hillary Clinton was the first person to ever have the question and the answer on the front of the book. Here it is.
Oh, taking me back, fam.
What happened? Here's the answer. Hillary Rodham Clinton. That's what happened. Right on the front of the book.
That was so great when Jimmy said that. I remember that.
You got to appreciate it. I got that from my friend in Florida, and he used that. Whoa, it says, sorry, that page doesn't exist. Somebody took something down.
Oh, well.
Oh, it's there. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
In the end, I said, this is what you're left with if you voted for Hillary Clinton. You lose. You get nothing. Now, good day, sir. That's my...
Yeah, you love that impression.
Everybody, that's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
pasta.
I can do the whole monologue before
Yeah,
that.
he can.
You lose.
It's not fun.
Because you stole fizzy lifting syrup, floated up into the fan, which now needs to be cleaned and sterilized. So you lose. You get nothing. Now, good day, sir. Try to get
Somebody just
come on, you guys
gotta
appreciate Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, man. Am I missing any super chat contributions? I do not see any. Who?
Bernie. Oh.
Evan loves whiskey. Thank you for the super chat contribution. As is always, appreciated on the couch. Got 170 people over on the MCSC network. MC. They are our family. That's our fam. But if you have a chance, go over to the CONVO Couch YouTube and sign up as well. A lot of the people that are on the CONVO Couch, I see them on the MC. I don't necessarily see everybody on the MC on the CONVO Couch.
MCSC. Why are you
some
going to the
love.
CONVO Couch?
Evan loves whiskey.
I'm going to come after you.
I love you guys, but Evan loves whiskey. Thank you for the super chat contributions. Everyone should use what platform they have to fight, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to do whatever you can do to get out there and fight, do it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what you can do? You can share, and subscribe. And if you haven't gone over to our Rockfin, we need you over there as well. So before we get to Pete Buttigieg, I just want to say hi. There's a couple people on the Facebook: Steve Wolbrandt, Tracy Moore, Rocky Bellinger, Cheyenne Tierra. Thank you, Cheyenne. I love you. Michiko, Michael Oliveira, my friend from Boca Raton. I love you too as well, brother. Mia Mitsumiya. And Pijmon is hanging out as well. Pijmon, thank you for your super chat contribution. Rod Stiffington, Jay Bird, and Bruce Straka. Who we got on the Twitch? No one. Oh, nobody's on Twitching? They're screwing us on Twitch. Jeff Bezos doesn't like us because we constantly call out the Washington Post. 218 people watching on the CONVO Couch YouTube.
Sup, Couch?
We love you, couches. Help us on out, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a Rockfin. Go on over there. Get on that. If we have another debate, which we should, we'll stream it live from there. If you have a couple extra bucks, you can go to our Patreon. But more importantly, we're trying to get out there and be your eyes and ears, be your voice on the campaign trail. Help us out on our GoFundMe. We'll show the video on after. But thank you so much. So, fam, your boy?
Pete Buttigieg, of course, is a Republican. We know this. But he has continued to support a failed coup in Venezuela with leader Juan Guaido. And this is how horrible he would be on foreign policy. He said, tonight, Americans in Iraq are under fire. Well, this is in reference to Iraq. But he said, no, it does. They're both.
Okay, good. I'll get them both up. Well, here's the Venezuelan one.
Well, so, okay. So here's the Venezuelan one. The illegitimate takeover of the Venezuelan National Assembly is further evidence that dictator Maduro will stop at nothing to consolidate his grip on power. I stand behind Juan Guaido and the Venezuelan people as they strive to reclaim their democracy and defend their rights. Okay, so first of all, the coup failed. The coup by Juan Guaido with the help of Donald Trump, Marco Rubio, and all these neocons failed because people like Kevin Zeese and Medea Benjamin, the Gray Zone, all these people were over there at the embassy starving pretty much because they were unable to get food up there and stood up and said, no, you guys can't do this. This is wrong. They supported Maduro. They supported Maduro not necessarily based on just politics, but based on the fact that they are a sovereign nation and that they are allowed to have their own democratically elected leaders that they elected democratically. And if we're going to talk about corruption and democracy, we should focus on our own elections, which need a lot of help, let's be honest. And so that coup failed, and now he is echoing the same message that Pompeo on yesterday's show was pretending that Juan Guaido is the president of Venezuela and he's so happy to support him. Juan Guaido is not the president of Venezuela. Not even close.
Well, you know what the answer should be? It's to be hands off Venezuela. Guess what? They should be able to determine their own leaders and whatnot. We shouldn't be involved one way whatsoever. And let's not forget that Donald Trump just kicked Juan Guaido $41 million, and he is not even the rightfully elected leader. And we know that these elections were fair. Okay, these were Jimmy Carter institution. There was many people there. I remember George Galloway talking about this when Caprius run. They are fair elections. The Chavistas have won. Why? Because they represent the poor people.
Kevin Zeese was one of the election monitors.
Yes, he was.
He came onto the show and told us that it was a fair election.
It was every single
time.
Far
more democratic than ours.
Than ours. And Niko House says the same thing as you. Y'all sure PDB is a Democrat? Because I'm trying to understand why the man quotes Fox News more than Trump does.
He quotes Pompeo, Fox. Yeah, he's awful. I mean, this guy is a veteran, but he served as a spook in the Army, not in the medical field like Tulsi Gabbard served in the Army National Guard. So let's get this straight, fam.
Let's watch this. He's got the little
I was doing some
Guaido Goes Hollywood.
I was seeing what's up with Bolivia, but yeah, this is pretty funny. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
God, he's such an idiot.
Guaido?
Yeah.
Widespread corruption and allegations, and the fractured opposition. The self-proclaimed president of Venezuela, Juan Guaido, claimed he was blocked by the GNB from entering the National Assembly. But the accusations have been false. No one will enter until you let him pass. Guaido was spotted at the entrance and refused to enter the assembly, demanding that members of the opposition involved in the coup attempts, as well as members of the opposition who did not receive authorization due to irregularities in the 2015 election, were also allowed inside. When the assembly elected Deputy Luis Eduardo Parra, Popular Will People, Guaido's opposition faction came outside to stage a scene with Washington's assets. Guaido then moved his own session to an anti-government newspaper called El Nacional. Outlets then reported Guaido gained 100 out of 167 votes. The total also included legislators outside of the country who were wanted for criminal involvement.
So, yeah, this is all farce. So when Pompeo's over there lying, when people like Pete Buttigieg, they're lying to the American people, pretending that this guy is anything legitimate. But on top of that, of course, on Iran, Pete Buttigieg echoes pretty much the whole sentiment that this guy's an evil leader.
Can I read it like Pete Buttigieg? I'm going to try to do my Buttigieg. Ready?
Christ.
Here's my Pete Buttigieg. Tonight, Americans in Iraq are under fire. My prayers are with them, the loved ones, and their family. And just remember, I got elected in in Penceland as a gay man. Want to point that out.
And I speak 7 languages.
And I'm an ex-naval intelligence officer.
Spook.
He's a spook planted by the CIA, plain and simple. This guy's a warmonger. Let's not forget on that debate. Tulsi also called him. So you lack the courage to pull the troops out of Syria.
He lacks the courage
Plain and
to
simple.
pull troops out of anywhere. He wants to put troops everywhere. If this guy is president, we will have coups all over Latin America, all over the Middle East. It's going to be a very similar foreign policy to Hillary Clinton, from what we've seen. So I just want to point out here, though, he doesn't talk about the Iranian people or the Iraqi people. He focuses on prayers for the American people while still talking about having a very pro-war, pro-imperial agenda. So obviously you don't care about the American people either, but you also don't mention the innocent Iraqis that are going to suffer and the innocent Iranians that are going to suffer with any more U.S. presence in the Middle East. And, any sort of bombs that get lost in the way could hurt civilians. They haven't necessarily hurt many, but in the end and more, nobody wins. People die. And he doesn't mention them. It's like we only care about those people of color here in America. Yeah. But we don't care about all the brown people abroad that we are bombing.
Yeah, I call him Buttigieg because he reminds me of President Obama. He never talks policy, fam.
No.
The thoughts and the prayers. And I love what you said. Prayers don't suffice. You and those like you push for war, the blood of the hands of warmongers. Blood on the hands of warmongers. And that's what I'm talking about, fam. That's all he does. He's a warmonger. Because when we asked him the same question, when we said, what is Tulsi Gabbard going to do day one? When we were at the Proud Bird, somebody asked, she goes, day one, I'm going to sit down with China and Russia. And we're going to denuclearize. We're going to get rid of these nukes. That's what we're going to do day one. I asked him what he would do. Well, first we got to restore the credibility of our allies. And we have to pat people on the back. And we got to really ramp up our guys. Because the janitors don't even want to fight for Donald Trump. Because he's a bummer. I mean, that's the shit he talks about. Jim Garrison, real quick. I was going to just do it before we got to the next part. La, 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 la. La. One more. Hey! Jim Garrison, who was the lawyer who went after, what was the guy in JFK, the movie? Jim Garrison was the lawyer to try to get somebody on the attempted assassination of John F. Kennedy. He left us a super chat. Thank you, Jim. Glad to see you watch the show. It's always appreciated on the couch. Here's a little something, guys. Boom. Thank you, Jimmy G. We love you.
Thank you.
You like that nickname, Jimmy G?
Yeah.
Come on, you guys don't like that nick?
Fam,
Eva, help me out over here. Jimmy G, no like it? 1 second. There was one more real quick. I just want to get it. Andrew Jones. Pasta looking like a more stocky Gervais. I love it. Call me Pasta Gervais. Yeah, you did say I look like him in that picture. Fam, your boy.
So, Julian Castro, this guy that was pushed out as a progressive by so many people, and people like the neo-progressives and the little YouTubers that say they're progressive but don't care about foreign policy. And he was being touted as this progressive. Oh, look, he's good on immigration, especially by some people that are, Latin American, and they care about immigration. But as a Latin American, what I'm sick and tired of is the tokenization by the Democratic Party by neoliberals using the Latino votes for votes, but then in turn turning around and not doing anything for them. An example is Joe Biden, Obama. They deported lots and lots of people. And they also built the cages that were set out there, then picked up by the Donald Trump administration. They also, under Hillary Clinton's foreign policy, created refugees from these countries like Honduras, which then came in here and exacerbated an already awful immigration situation. So Julian Castro decided that he's supporting the most progressive candidate in the race, Elizabeth Warren. And he said, today, I'm proud to endorse Elizabeth Warren as president. And he says, Elizabeth and I share a vision of America where everyone counts. An America where people, not the wealthy or well-connected, are put first. I'm proud to join her in the fight for big structural change. That's Elizabeth's little mantra. Big structural change. So let's play a little of this video because I want to show you guys. I just want you guys to get a feel as to why this is really just bullshit.
My story wouldn't be possible without the strong women who came before me. My grandmother, Victoria, came to the United States at 7 years old. She taught her family the value of hard work as she cleaned houses and worked as a maid. She passed on those values of hard work and perseverance to my mother, single mom, to myself and my twin brother, Joaquin. And in just two generations after my grandmother arrived here, I had the honor of serving in President Obama's cabinet and the honor of running for president of the United States. I got into public service because I wanted to make sure that more people could have the kind of opportunity that I felt blessed to have in life. But that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you have good leaders working to make that opportunity possible. There's one candidate I see who's unafraid to fight like hell to make sure America's promise will be there for everyone, who will make sure that no matter where you live in America or where your family came from in the world, you have a path to opportunity too. Jesus. That's why I'm proud to endorse Elizabeth Warren for president.
You did so many things in this campaign.
Yeah.
And it continues to matter. It's not just in the past tense, it matters.
I started my campaign off and we lived true to the idea that we want an America where everyone counts. It's the same vision that I see in you, in your campaign, in the America that you would help bring about. Nobody is working harder than you are, not only in meeting people, but listening to people. And also bringing the goods and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do about it.
The thing I hear the most from people in the selfie lines is hope. Hope.
Yeah.
Because we know what's broken, we know how to fix it, we're building a movement to get it done.
It takes a great president. It also takes the people behind that president. That's what you're summoning.
Yeah.
The energy of the people matched with a strong positive vision for change in our country.
I don't know how much more I can take.
That's what it's going to take to win in 20.
Oh my God, they're like bad actors turned freaking politicians. It's so bad. Why didn't they get the beer? Why didn't they do the beer thing together? Let's have a beer, Julian. Let's sit on down. It just makes me laugh when remember when we caught him at the KDM2 and the questions we asked him, it was like, what are you talking about? Like he almost got like standoffish. So Pasta,
yeah, that's kind of what I wanna echo here. He says Elizabeth Warren is the candidate. Nobody's working as hard as she is. Actually, that's not true. Elizabeth Warren has backtracked out of every progressive stance she once had. She backed off Medicare for all. Her trade deals policies are bullshit. They completely contradict Bernie Sanders. She isn't all the way there when it comes to education. She's not all the way there when it comes to Medicare for all. Like I said, it's now a public option. She is still Elizabeth dances with Wall Street. Credit to John Graziano.
Yeah.
Because they don't really, they'd rather have her than Bernie, because she said she's there for structural change, but you can't beat the system by taking its money, and she took their money, and she plans on taking their money again.
Yeah.
And so to say that Elizabeth Warren is going to create big structural change is so false, while you're ignoring the guy that is number one in pretty much the majority of the polls, which are already like skewed to begin with. He has the biggest audiences in rallies. He's got the most varied support by Latinos. But you ignore him and you go to Elizabeth Warren. And I want to know why. Why would he do that? Why would he, if Bernie Sanders is the front runner, why would he go and endorse somebody like Elizabeth Warren? Well, because his foreign policy matches that of Elizabeth Warren. It is a pro-war, neoliberal status quo foreign policy that you cannot tell me you're you're pro-immigrant, that you're pro people coming into this country and achieving their dreams, if you're going to continue the foreign policy that bombs people over there, which pushes them out of their countries and into here, and then makes them dependent, and then they have to put up with Republicans telling them that they are criminals and they need to go, and then they die in cages. If you care about kids in cages, you're not going to have a pro-warmongering foreign policy, and that is a foreign policy he has, and that's why he supports Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. So don't tell me he's pro-immigration when he is pro-regime change.
And we asked him some questions, and when he kind of got defensive, when he was like, "What are you talking about interference?" Like when Fiorella was talking about our causing of the immigration problem that he always stands up so much against. And when you talk about Elizabeth Warren, you talk about green bombs. She's terrible on foreign policy.
On Venezuela,
the Blue New Deal. Oh my God, here we go again with this unrealistic BS, and her history too. Let's not forget that money that she took over from her Senate run that Fiorella talked about when Emma had the nerve to make that tweet. I'm not going to start talking about that, but that money is some of the darkest and dirtiest money out there as well that came on over. Even Pete Buttigieg called her out at the last debate saying, "You're going to be standing on your high horse when you took that same money yourself." She's not going to be Donald Trump, guys. Get that out of your head. The moment she said she's not going on Fox News, and I keep talking about that, that was it. Never have a chance. Saying that you're not going to talk to the other half of the country, that you're not going to be their president when you're running for the president of the whole United States, sorry, ain't going to work.
Johnny, you have that video? Okay, yeah, just real quick.
That's fine, but we need to make a change if we want to live up to our values. Yeah, go ahead.
You're an ardent supporter of immigration reform. However, a lot of our U.S. foreign policy causes more influx of immigrants. How will you deal with that as president?
And what do you mean by our foreign policy?
As far as us engaging in just pushing wars and proxy wars. What is your stance on that?
Well, I've said that if I'm president, that I'll have a unique and unprecedented role in trying to work with our Latin American neighbors so that people can find safety and opportunity in countries like Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. I've called for a 21st century Marshall Plan so people can find safety and opportunity at home instead of having to make the dangerous journey to the United States. On stage, we had a conversation about Mexico. For those of y'all that follow what's happening at our border,
So he doesn't really, you can watch the whole thing too, but he doesn't talk about war. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. He understands what I'm trying to say there, but he doesn't have an answer because his foreign policy is going to be the status quo foreign policy. Why do you think he worked for Obama? Why do you think he's endorsing Elizabeth Warren? Because somebody like a Bernie Sanders or a Tulsi Gabbard would have foreign policy that is not interventionist, and the people that are donating to him, the people that have helped him in his career achieve his dreams. That is how you achieve your dreams in politics, in the Democratic establishment. You take the money and you get advised by the centrists, and then you climb up the ladder. That's what he did, and that's what he's going to have to continue to do if he wants to keep going the same route, instead of supporting people like Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard.
Show that last video that Fee put up on a tweet with the dancing and what she says here. think she says, this is such a strange, what's that word?
Juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition. I love that word. Especially considering the current state of affairs. Now watch Elizabeth get down, baby. Hey, yeah.
And if she mentions selfies one more time, fam.
Oh, my God. This woman's so
I don't
weird.
understand. No, it's just pandering. Like, it's just cringe because we know that it's fake. It's pandering. They're both pandering. They're both fake, and nobody wants fake anymore. Donald Trump won because people were like, he's an asshole. But at least he's real.
Yeah.
He's upfront about his assholery.
I put up something from Instagram from the Fierce Progressive. Elizabeth Warren votes for massive increase in the war budget. It's just something, as everything.
2 out of 3 of Donald Trump's
that was in 2017
military budget.
So she's always stepped in line.
The only reason she didn't vote against the last one is because she was running for office and she knew that would look bad.
They would come back and haunt her, so that's why she went. Bernie on Trump's action is the next part. We have a super chat contribution real quick though from Jackie Pago, who says, check out, thank you so much, Jackie Pago, as it is always appreciated on the couch. Jesus. Thank you, Jackie. Check out Primo Nutmeg's take on TYC's $20 million deal.
Yes, I saw it with Robledo.
We watched it, and we're going to have Rob. He's part of the MCSC network.
Yeah, he is.
He's part of our fams, so we're going to have
That's
him on
why
the
he's
show
good
soon.
at his job.
Yeah, he's awesome. The guy does
fam.
research up the yin yang. Do we have any more super chat contributions on anywhere else? Oh, there is another one right over here. Andrew Jones, pasta looking like a stocky Ricky Gervais. I said it. I just wanted to reiterate it again. Armin Manoogian is there. Steve Wilbrandt just puked when he saw Elizabeth Warren. Rocky Bellinger's hanging on out. We love you guys.
I'm sorry I made you puke.
So Bernie on Trump's actions. Let's get to this one too here as well.
Bernie has been killing it. I don't know if I've said that lately, but he has been killing it. So here's a video I cut up from the PBS NewsHour. He pretty much quickly talks about his opinions on Donald Trump and what he did and what we should be focused on.
He went on PBS after they didn't show him in that hour-long show.
It says here Bernie Sanders says a lack of Trump's evidence on his attack on Soleimani compares to the events of war in Iraq and says this could be far worse. He advocates focusing on rebuilding our infrastructure and suggests Trump committed a war crime. Let's go.
The administration is able to produce hard evidence that he was going to attack Americans. Would you then say this was justified?
Well, yeah, that's a hypothesis. We haven't seen that evidence. Frankly, I doubt that evidence is there. Judy, what is going on right now feels to me exactly what I saw in 2002 and 2003, and that was the lead up and the justification for the war in Iraq. I opposed that war vigorously, and it turned out to be one of the worst foreign policy blunders in the history of the United States. A war with Iran would likely be even worse. So I will do all that I can to make sure that in this instance and in other instances, we solve international conflict diplomatically and that we try to put an end to endless wars.
Senator, you've said that this was in violation of international law. So does that mean you believe President Trump has committed a war crime?
Look, when you go around assassinating leadership in governments, you are setting a precedent which says to any country on earth, hey, all we got to do is name these people terrorists, call them what you want, and we can assassinate them. I think the world and this country is sick and tired of endless wars that have cost us trillions of dollars while our infrastructure is collapsing, our healthcare system is dysfunctional. We have to deal with climate change and invest heavily in transforming our energy system. We do not need to spend trillions of dollars more in a war.
Yep. So,
he also talks about the systemic problems, fam. You know what I'm saying? When he talks about, like you said, Donald Trump is just picking up on what was left of him from Obama, what Obama did to Bush and whatnot. So, I mean, he talks about the actual systemic problems, the policy that needs to change. You can just slap the title of terrorist on anybody and go bomb and kill them.
And he's right. It's setting a precedent, and it's not. I mean, the Democrats and the Republicans already gave Trump the ability to do this with the AUMF and with removing the NDAA, but Trump actually acting out and doing this is now saying to other countries, hey, America can do this. Look what they're doing. They don't care. They're going to go and kill whoever. And that's really dangerous, and it puts us in a situation we don't want to be. To focus on fixing our problems here. Yeah. Stop.
Yeah.
So
Donald Smead said, Super Chat contribution on the MCSC network, and thank you as it is always appreciate on the couch. You guys are killing it. No, you guys out there are killing it by supporting us, and we thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, fans.
Very, very, very much.
Yep.
And at the very end of the show, I have a few things on Instagram. This guy over here, the Fierce Progressive, been putting some stuff up. If this doesn't make you cry, I woke up to this here this morning. Check this out.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I really take it to heart when these leaders don't mention the Iranian people, when they don't mention the people in the Middle East as if they don't exist from our own actions. Like, they don't mention these people that are innocent. They're just like us. We have so much more in common with these innocent people, with this guy over here, than we do with Trump, with Nancy Pelosi, than with even their leaders of Iraq and Iran. Yeah. We have far more in common. We are just the people that don't want this on either end. And we need to start working with these people and figuring out how we have an international anti-war movement that holds our electeds accountable. Period.
Can you just play it one more time? It's very short, but I want you guys to hear the thing. Are we not humans or not? Like, it's crying what we do to these people. And it's not just the president now. It's our government. It's constantly doing this. It was Obama before. It was Bush who started this invasion. It was Bill Clinton who put sanctions, and almost 500,000 children died in Iraq. Are they not humans, ladies and gentlemen? They're humans just like us.
Yep.
Makes me want to cry. The last one, I have the last tweet from Sarah Abdallah. Just a few years ago, CNN praised Iran's Qasem Soleimani for defeating ISIS. Now mainstream media is calling him a terrorist to sell us yet another criminal, disastrous war on a pack of lies. Don't let them fool you. Hashtag Iran versus USA. Iran attacks. Remember, check out the video. We did the same thing for Osama bin Laden.
Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, the leader of Iran's elite special operations Quds Force, when Iraqi troops pushed back Islamic State militants in the key town of Jerf al-Sakhr late last month, Iranian state media and Iraqi news websites suggested Soleimani masterminded the victory. As military advisor, Soleimani is also credited with leading Shia militias and Iraqi troops in key wins against Islamic State forces, advancing on villages surrounding the capital, Baghdad. The Islamic State terrorists sought to surround Baghdad, but they failed in reaching their ominous goals thanks to Iran's support, said senior Iranian military official Esmail Qani on Sunday. Iranian General Qasem Soleimani.
But you could see, once again, he was the hero. He was the one they told the truth. He was there and helping instrumental in fighting against ISIS and fighting against Al-Qaeda, which we created anyways and funded. And now, today, he's a terrorist. They're going to sell you these wars on a pack of lies.
Yep, depending on what's convenient.
Larry Jenny says, thank you for the super chat contribution, Larry Jenny, as it is always appreciated on the couch. Enjoyed making you two laugh on last night's stream. Keep exposing the truth and opening eyes. Bernie Tulsi, 2020.
That's right.
Guys, 233 watching on the CONVO Couch YouTube. Thank you so much. 170 people watching on the MCSC network. If you haven't joined, go on over. Johnny. Oh, we got the GoFundMe video. I also want to say thank you to Roshan, who's on the Facebook today with everybody else.
Roshan?
Guys, we need to be your eyes and ears out there. We need to go out there and film. We need to record. We need to ask questions. You can count on the CONVO Couch to do that. You see what we did in that room there. Julian Castro, Pete Buttigieg. We'll get the microphones in there. We'll follow the action. Let us work for you. If you can help out, go to our GoFundMe. Johnny Sue.
Hello, fans. Welcome back to the CONVO Couch. As you know, we are in the middle of a huge primary and election season that will determine so much of where the future of America goes.
We want you to know that we appreciate and are so grateful for the support you all give us every single week. That said, We want to bring you even more information, breaking news, and speak more truth during this long primary season. So we've decided to try and take on a new venture.
We want to cover key primaries in as many states as possible. But in order to do this, travel, take off days of work, go to events, and buy new equipment to get us top-notch work, we've decided to start a GoFundMe.
Our goal is to raise at least $10K for the first half of the primary season through March. Afterwards, we will evaluate what needs to be done for the last half of the primary and possibly into the election. This will include airfare, travel, equipment, accommodations, and other traveling expenses.
We live in Los Angeles and the rent is too damn high, but we want to be able to cover as much as possible. Anything happens during the voting time, we will be there to break the news and bring you live updates. We don't just sit on the couch. We follow the action.
And as we've said, this election is so important, if not the most important election of our time, and we can't afford to miss it or not be there in case any shenanigans go down.
So fans, we humbly ask for your help in any way support you can give it. Donate, help us cover these events, and talk to the people and politicians. You already know that we ask the right questions. For those who donate, we'll put your name down in the credits and show a big thank you to you. We'll post the link down below.
Thanks again for your support. It truly means the world to us.
And it is always appreciated on the couch. And please, like, share, and subscribe from Pasta
and Fee
and Johnny Sue on those 1s and 2s.
Convo out.
Help us out.
Decreases in voter turnout have been found in states that require photo IDs to vote.
With some people still in line to cast their ballots.
Many Brooklyn residents who thought they were registered showed up to vote, only to find their names were not on the list.
We need to count all provisional ballots. And say, shut the fucking election down. We deny people the right to vote. Next speaker.
All right, so that's our thing. Help us out. Tiger Paw just do a super chat contribution. Thank you, Tiger Paw. Tiger Paw.
That's a cool name.
As is always
Tiger
appreciated
Paw.
on the couch. I know you love that stuff when it goes on. Brian S. over on the MCSC Networks. Thanks for telling the truth. Thank you, Brian S. for the super chat contribution. Make sure you go over to the Convo Couch YouTube. Like, share, subscribe there as well. I just want to close out the show by saying, fam, that anybody who keeps going with that hashtag, I voted for Hillary Clinton, you're a sucker. If you keep on mentioning Russia all the time with Donald Trump, you're a sucker. And if you're going to buy into this war from these neocons, these neolibs, then you're a sucker.
If you're going to continue pushing the I voted for Hillary Clinton and the idea that Hillary Clinton is so much better than Donald Trump, we deserve Donald Trump as president. And frankly, we haven't learned a thing. And I hope that we have come a little bit further than that. And I do see that the majority of America understands that these neoliberals aren't the answer, but neither are these neocons as well. So the fact remains that we have to get over thinking that Donald Trump is the problem when he is a symptom of the problem. And if we don't get rid of the symptom or of the core problem, we're going to continue electing people like Donald Trump, like Hillary Clinton, like Barack Obama, who are going to continue putting us in this cycle. Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard are the only anti-establishment candidates. And right now, bottom line, if you're pro-peace and anti-war, and if you're pro-people and anti-oligarchy, those are the only two options. That's it. That's it. There's no other options. That's it. Everybody else is a neocon or a neoliberal, is still going to follow the status quo policies. And I honestly haven't even seen a Green Party candidate that I even like, to be honest. Like, they're not even on there on those things. Together, united, these two people can totally turn this country around with our help, our involvement, and can actually make a change.
Yeah, I'd rather wish if the Green Party was going to run Jill Stein again over Howie Hawkins. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Howie
I
Hawkins
agree.
is after that Russia shit, it just really just kind of turned me off. So
yeah,
no offense, but it was good to see him out there. I heard he was at the rally, at the protest.
Yeah.
So hey, more power to you, but still, no.
And that's why we do this too, because like that's why we're having this GoFundMe. We really want to be there because you saw what happened in 2016. You saw the video. We know Bernie Sanders is doing wonderful and all of these things, but none of that matters if we don't have people that are watching our election integrity. And we want to be ready this time. Last time around, it was the first rodeo. A lot of us weren't ready. This time, we're going to have us and independent media be there and do what we can.
We're going to go everywhere. Thank you, Tony. Watches this closely. He said, thanks, Johnny. Tony, we love you. We're starting to move slowly but surely. When World War III almost kicked in, things slowed down on the GoFundMe, but we need to pick it back up, guys. We need your help out there. We don't come out there and ask for money all the time, but this is important because we want to be your eyes and your ears. And if any shenanigan goes down, and there will be shenanigans, believe it or not, we'll catch them. Yeah. For Pasta Jardula.
And Fiorella.
Johnny Sue on the 1s and 2s, and Eva Crowder in the
house.
studio. In the house.
Come out.
Help us out.
Bye, guys.